What's going on, everybody? It's your guy Rogers 1906. I'm moving a little different. Had to make some adjustments, right? And that's exactly what I want to talk to you guys about today, man. We've got to make adjustments in the right time. Right now, December happens to be like one of the most challenging times of the year for me personally and my family, right? We lost my father-in-law a couple years back. So it's just a tough time. And we got a lot of birthdays starting with me, and it just keeps going, going, and going. So happy birthday to all my family members. But today, I do want to give you guys just a quick word and give you guys some plays that I'm looking at. Don't want to leave you guys out here hanging. So that being said, let's go right to it. Today, let's take a look at 2 Corinthians, starting at chapter 4, verse 16 through 18. I know we've talked about this scripture quite a few times, but I want to read it again because there's always more insight that comes from this, right? The scripture reads, "That is why we never give up. Though our bodies are dying, our spirits are being renewed every day. For our present troubles are small and won't last very long. Yet they produce for us glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever." So don't look at the troubles we can see right now. Rather, we fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. For the things we see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever. Man, this message just reminds me as I'm making adjustments that we have to have endurance through trials, right? Just like in trading, there are ups and downs, but remember that most of these challenges that we face are temporary and will only help us to grow stronger along our journey. So we have to stay patient as our resilience continues to grow and become what God created it to be in the first place, right? Next, we have to focus on the bigger picture. Now, while there may be short-term volatility and it may cause stress, we've got to keep our focus on the longer term, right? The investments that we make now, whether in the market or our growth, will yield some great results and will outlast any temporary struggle. And the last thing I want to tell you guys is always embrace the growth in adversity, right? Each setback is an opportunity for growth. As you face challenges in the market, let them shape you into more knowledgeable and strategic trader. Keep your renewed energy by focusing on the bigger picture, right? As you do that, your eternal goals will become beyond the daily fluctuations, right? So today, focus on readjustment. As I'm readjusting how I move and how I'm doing things here, I want you to be encouraged each and every day that you are built for this, that there is no coincidence that you're here, but make sure that you prioritize what must be prioritized first before you chase the bag. All right, y'all. So let's get right to it. Let's go ahead and start taking a look at the market today. I hope that word does bless you today. Let's go right into the futures. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys right now. All right, let's see here. The futures today. And also, I want to tell you today is Tuesday. What's this? December the 17th. Yeah, December the 17th. And we have the Fed. They're now starting to meet. So today, I'm not expecting a lot of momentum on the market. You can see most of the market's actually very bearish right now. Looking at the Dow, the S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell. We just actually came from one of the best days of December yesterday. So right now, we've got to be very careful on the market, right? Even if we go and take a look at the news, CNBC.com on our stock market headlines, like we'll see that everything just looks really flat. And this is expected, right? We have a few upgrades. We saw Tesla do an amazing run, but the issue is we've got Jerome Powell coming on stage tomorrow to tell us whether or not he's going to cut rates or if he is going to raise them. So this is very critical for our markets. Now, I know you guys probably are already actively trading, but let's go ahead and take a look at trading ticks. And I want to give you guys your infamous screenshot that I like to provide, and also possibly give you guys a little bit more insight of a few things. I really love trading ticks. I use most of the proceeds from what I made from selling classes to provide things like this for my clients and friends to help us all become better and more profitable traders, right? So today I want to take a look at the stock market dashboard, show you guys something really cool here, and now I'm going to jump on something else that I do want you guys to screenshot. And while we wait on this, I want to tell you guys that we will be looking at Tesla today. So stick around. I will cover Tesla's technical analysis. I will cover MicroStrategy for you. Okay. That being said, let's get right back to it. Okay, so now I want you guys to get your screenshot. The biggest gainers and losers right now, we got BMO, SMY, ASML, Pfizer, and NET. Of course, we see Tesla still hanging around. Biggest loser, Palantir. Wow, shocking, huh? Roblox, EEM, SMFG, and Vicky, right? I actually been in a lotto on Vicky for a long time. I'm hoping that the real estate industry would come back, but it's not. And of course, we see Nvidia is kind of just sleep. It's sleep. So look, Nvidia will be waking up, but I like this right now as an opportunity to position for the long term for Nvidia, right? So remember, you never have to get ready if you stay ready, and that is the exact mindset that I have regarding Nvidia. But I would not be looking at anything short term for this ticker. Okay, that's not financial advice, it's just wisdom. Now, speaking of wisdom, right, I wonder if you guys are ready for Mark's potential snipes, right? We got to get to it. But before I do that, I do want to bring the screen back up one more time. And on here, I want to show you guys something on Trading Ticks. I used to show it a lot in the CNC when I did my pre-market analysis. So I'm pulling it up for you. That's why I'm looking to the left. So at any rate, these are the cheaplies, right? If you have trading ticks, you can actually see these things. Cheaplies are what we would call or consider lotto plays, right? I don't like to signal a lot of things from this, but for those people that don't have a lot of money, but want to trade and can't seem to find what to buy, this is a good place to start, right? Just going and looking at what's inexpensive, what you can afford with a lot of time. I want you to think about buying time in your positions versus chasing something that somebody may be signaling or somebody may already have gains on. Okay, so this is very important. Again, I just wanted to drop this on here for you. No, this is not where I get my plays, but I wanted to make sure that I showed you a way for you to get yours. Okay, so that being said, I already mentioned one thing I want to cover. I said I like Nvidia for leaps. Nvidia right now is going to pull back hard today. All right, I'm expecting a lot of buying opportunities to come in over the next few weeks for Nvidia for the long term. Okay, right now this is a 45-second chart. Okay, so this is not going to be good for you to look at. So let's just zoom out. All right, let's just go to the 1-day time frame. And I know many of you will probably already be in or likely be buying puts on Nvidia, which I honestly and truthfully do not blame you. But right now, I'm looking for Nvidia to test 126.91 and possibly below 126.79. We can definitely see Nvidia fall to maybe 122.32. If it goes below 122.32, then we got problems. It may go to 118. Okay. If that goes to 118, that means AMD is probably going to be at like $90, which I like that price. But I think Nvidia does have a lot of support. We could bounce off of this level right now at 129 and retest about 136.20 by Thursday of this week. But I do like Nvidia for the longer term. So me personally, I am in calls on Nvidia out to February 21st, 2025. Earnings are February the 26th. I do believe that implied volatility will pick up. We all know the power of Nvidia and what they're doing. As we're talking more and more about quantum computing, you can bet money that market makers are likely accumulating this position. So we love Nvidia for the long term. Also, of course, with Palantir being added to the NASDAQ, Palantir is still a buy, in my opinion. We saw a nice, beautiful run on December the 16th, which was yesterday. And now we need to see it possibly test 79.85, which will probably happen in January. May not happen right now. There's been a lot of sightings of these drones over New York, DC, and several other places. So We don't know if this is alien technology or just some unidentified flying object that the United States has created. So, that being said, I'm still going to be watching Palantir because it is a strong war play, as well as they're into the James Bond type technology. It's still in a dominant uptrend. We've got a little bit of pullback here. If we're looking at puts right now, I like put entry around 72.67 with a possible target around $71.01. But more so, this is a leap for me. All right, long term play. So I like this for longer term. With the Fed actually doing the interest rates today, again, I would not be chasing too many plays right now. It's maybe a great day to just sit on your hands and do nothing. All right, now this is another one I'm in. Now, this is more of a shorter term play. I'm in this until January. I got some 170 calls expiring January 17th, 2025. I'm looking at maybe a little bit of pullback on Snowflake, but if we zoom out a little bit, we'll see that it has a pretty decent bounce that is formulated in a bull flag. Okay. But there's also a gap down that has to be filled from 161 all the way down to 133. So if it does happen to fall below 167, I'm actually going to go ahead and set that alert right now. If it falls below, I said 167, but yeah, 167.48. That's where I want to be. All right. If it goes below that level, then I definitely will be entering puts, but I do like this for a short-term bounce to the upside. I'm looking for Snowflake to maybe test 178.32 with positive news from the Fed on tomorrow. If we can break 190, that would be golden because we'll probably enter our way up to 197. Broadcom having good earnings last week was really helpful for this ticker. Okay, so I really like Snowflake. All right, now Tesla, right? I do have more to cover, but everybody's probably waiting on this. Tesla's at 472. This thing has literally skyrocketed in the past, 2, 3 weeks, maybe months, actually, especially with Trump being elected as president. Now, pre-market, Tesla's at 472.09. We're actually going to zoom in, go to the 65-minute time frame. It is now 7:26 Central Time here where I am. So let's see here. All right. So it's 7:26 Central. And at the moment, we got a little bit of pullback on Tesla. We may find some support at 469. At 469, I mean, you may be tempted to buy puts, but this thing literally every time you buy puts, you may only get like 1-2%. You may be able to get more if the trend goes harder in the paint, but right now it's just not looking like it wants to fall that much. But if it does pull back to at least like 471.30, we may be able to see 470.17, but we got a lot of support at 468. 469.28. Okay. But below that, we could possibly see 460, which is where I was only expecting Tesla to go to 459. You can ask my boy Cam, you can ask the CNC. I said 459, and it did happen, right? It happened yesterday. I told him it would happen by this Friday. Well, time was definitely ahead of me, right? Shout out to the crystal ball. So Tesla may actually pull back. It is quite overbought, as you can see right here. But again, that support is so strong at the moment. So on our daily time frame, if you're in leaps, I think Tesla's still in a great position to go to maybe $500. Some people are calling for $500 before the end of the week. I say $500 by January the 20th, and then it may pull back a little bit. Okay. But Tesla is the move. MicroStrategy is also the move. Also added to the NASDAQ. This thing pumped beautifully for us all the way up to maybe like 439, 440. I did take profits on MicroStrategy. I love how this thing trades. But if we go take a look right now at the 65-minute time frame, we know that this thing kind of follows with Bitcoin a little bit, and it does want to move to the upside. But the key level we need to watch for is 422.43. That is the line in the sand. If we go above that 422.33, we've got a pretty confident uptrend. And if we're looking at maybe grabbing some calls today, we want to grab calls right at 415.35. Okay. Now to the downside, we want to grab puts at 411 with about a 406 price target. This actually says 408 is support, but I say 406 if it does go down. And again, we have to watch the price action of Bitcoin. Now, I want to give you guys a little strategy here that I like to use for SPY and QQQ right now. Today, the Fed is meeting, right? I'm just going to make this screen a little bit different right now. Today, the Fed is meeting. All right. So one thing I like to do is I stay away from SPY and QQQ while the Fed is talking. Okay. But long term, I like to actually position for SPY 30 days out, likely in the money or at the money positions, right? And if it's in trend, of course, those typically have a tendency to print better. So in the dip, we could always buy these calls or puts or whatever the trend is. For me personally, I may buy a 30-day call option on SPY, the 605 strike or 604 strike, just maybe one or two 30 days out, and then wait until tomorrow, right? Because as soon as Jerome Powell speaks, we're going to see some crazy fluctuations. Now, I could straddle and also buy a put because I always look at the when Jerome Powell speaks as SPY earnings, right? So I like either one of those, but at least go 30 days out for these type of positions. You could also pretty much expect the same for QQQ. Right now, QQQ has pulled back to about 536.60, as you can see here on the screen. So we got to be careful today, again, with Jerome Powell and the Fed, the board, actually meeting, trying to make a decision as to what's going to happen. This is going to be a very volatile day. So 30 days out is very strategic positioning. I like straddles, both calls or puts, or calls and puts on either side, and just catch those trend, right? If you don't know how to trade options and your SPY and QQQ is your go-to, this may be the day or the next 2 days where you want to wait until after Jerome Powell speaks, okay? Now, quantum computing has been at the top of everybody's hype list, right? You heard me in New York talk about RGTI. Now I see everybody's talking about Rigetti, right? Rigetti is actually going to do well. I still like leaps on RGTI. I've got shares on RGTI that we called it like what in the CNC. I think we bought them at what, $4, okay? And this thing is at $8. We already doubled our money, right? We're up 117% on these things. And then some of us are also in call options. So I like call options on this out to 2027. Again, this is a quantum computing play. As we get more into the artificial intelligence space, RGTI is still a solid play. Also, you got to keep in mind QU everybody else is talking about as well, right? Like we've been talking about QUBT since it was a few cents in the CNC. Now it is rejected off of resistance at 13.18. It's back at 11.60. Could possibly pull back to 10.94, but your longer term perspective on QUBT is going to be high. It's going to break $16 at some point in 2025 and then possibly go higher as we get more exposed to artificial intelligence and quantum computing. But there are a few more, right? A few more. QMCO is one that I just kind of stumbled upon today. Quantum Corporation, right? This was at $26.88. In this pullback, we're going to have a nice buy opportunity for the longer term position. I haven't heard much conversation about this, but I have a $30.18 price target, right? Again, doing due diligence, doing research will always take us places that people cannot. Okay. We cannot rely on people always to tell us things. So, still, even if I'm saying it, go and look. Go and look. But this company has earnings January the 31st, another quantum computing play. Again, quantum has been very dominant. It's actually overvalued right now. Isn't that crazy? It's overvalued right now, but it's listed as a strong buy with a $30 price target at the moment. And actually, it's quite overbought. So, like I said, there will be some pullback. So, again, I won't chase the upside, but I think that this is one you might want to add on your list. Also, we've talked about this one as well, IONQ. This is all quantum computing, right? Quantum computing. We got in IONQ right around $7, $8 in the CNC. We've been playing this thing for almost 2 years because they have a partnership with Nvidia. So as Nvidia's pulling back, I'm expecting a little bit of pullback on IONQ, still listed as a strong buy, also currently overvalued. But once it breaks $42.06, it's going to run. All right, here's another one for you. Everybody probably is already talking about this one too. QSI. I told everybody QSI was going to come down to 149, and it did, right? It created a bounce, and now it's going back up, which was a perfect buying opportunity. And we're going to see QSI start to consolidate, maybe go back up to 197 within the next couple of months. But if it pulls back again, don't be surprised. look for it to find support around $1.43. Okay, because it still could possibly come down lower. Look at the 1 day time frame. 1 day time frame has support at $1.27. So just be careful about chasing these penny stocks, even though they are quantum computer related, but they're solid. Okay, they're solid for long term. Here's another one I stumbled upon: Key West Microsystems, KWE. Now this one is a penny stock that is flying. I think this one possibly still could go today to the upside. As we zoom into our earlier time frames, it is quite overbought. So just watch the chart very closely before you jump in this. But if it breaks 150, 144, it's going to 150, possibly 164. And if it goes to 190, you just made bank. I'd rather be in this thing than not in it. Grab 100 shares. In fact, I might just do that right now. Ticker KWE. KWE. Search. Let's see. Key West Microsystems. I'm going to buy 100 shares with you guys right now. Cost me 123 bucks. It's going to pull back. But again, this is one of those cheap ones, like you never have to get ready if you stay ready. All quantum computing, right? Quantum computing. Look, I am blessing you guys today with some solid information. Yeah, I know everybody's probably going to be watching this recording. Make sure that you share this on your Facebook, tweet it, tag me, whatever you got to do. I want to see that love right now. Let me give you guys a few more plays. I got this one from a CNC member. They slid into my DMs on Instagram, right? But ticker SIDU, possible partnership with SpaceX, or SpaceX may be accumulating this company. We see it's already up 15% pre-market today. And it looks like SIDU is also, let's see, where are they located? Should be on Robinhood. Yeah, they are on Robinhood, and they have elevated volatility. 100 shares will cost you about $532. I just executed that personally, and so this is one SpaceX may be accumulating, right? Also, if you've been paying attention, I mentioned WKEY, right? This one ran hard for us yesterday, and you guys probably made some really great profits. I'm still up about 22% on my position on WKEY, WiseKey International Holding. Also, possible deal partnership with SpaceX. This one is not going to be bought out by SpaceX like SIDU is, but even in the pullback right now, I do like it. I mean, I have 100 shares. It's pulling back too much for me. But no, I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it for a while because SpaceX, we know the potential on that, and it's hard to get that exposure to those pre-IPO shares. Now, again, there was one other company that had relations with SpaceX, and that was DXYZ. This thing is up. We're up like 80 to 100+% on this ticker. We got in at such a cheap price, and I do like this one here, Destiny Tech, as a potential partnership with SpaceX. Okay, so real quick, like I said, I want you guys to make sure that you share this. One way to connect with me, other than on YouTube, is go to my website, www.rogers1906.com. You could do a couple things. You could join the Chestnut Checkers group. I have multiple courses available. You can watch some replays of these things. Here are even some more links already discounted on here. And if you want to get a special discount, fill out the contact form and just simply type Batman here in the bottom, and I'll send you a special discount to the everything bundle, right? Also, you have all of my social media pages right here on the right hand side. So go follow me on Twitter, please. Follow me on Twitter. And you can also tap in with me on Instagram. Again, we are just trying to grow and become the best version of ourselves, right? This is what my Twitter looks like. This is the only one I have an underscore in my name, right? So Rogers1906. And then also, if we go back, we can see most of you already follow me on Instagram. So I appreciate the love there, but also on TikTok, which I don't do too much on there, Facebook, and more, right? So I got to give you guys a little bit of crypto love. Shout out to the crypto community. Let's go jump over to coinmarketcap.com. Right now, we're still at 81% greed. Ethereum's back at number 3. I think our RLUSD goes live on today, is what I'm hearing. So we'll be looking for that stable coin. But I'm looking for a continued pump on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Solana is also doing pretty good. It's holding at 224. Remember, my target for the year was around 232. We did touch that, and of course, we pulled back. I've already taken some profits on Solana. I got a little bit left, but Solana's not done. So let's take a real quick look at XRP on TradingView, and then we'll take a look at the Bitcoin rainbow, and then I'll get you guys out of here. Okay, so let's go right over to XRP USD. XRP USD. All right, we're gonna look at the Coinbase chart. All right, and currently we still have a nice bullish uptrend on the 65-minute with a little bit of resistance right here. We touched 271. Actually, we went all the way up to 272. XRP has been on fire, right? We want to see a break 277, then 289 to 290-ish, right? That'll really give us a clear sign that we're headed to $3. Ultimately, by January, I want to see XRP between $3.38 and $5, right? If it goes higher, I won't complain. But I think that we're still in an accumulation position on XRP, and the chart still looks very, very good. Now, I wanted to take a look at our Bitcoin rainbow chart. I still think that we are in an accumulation phase, and we have not even scratched the surface of where we're headed on Bitcoin. All right, so right now, I think it was by December. Is this January? No, this is December 19th. All right, 104, 104,000. And I think that this thing really wants to go. Okay, so I'm just waiting on Bitcoin to do what it does. We're already up. I want to see 108 to 140,000 on Bitcoin in the next 30 days. You heard me, 30 days. I want to see it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much most of all I want to cover. Also, like I said, you can tap in with me on my website. But as far as crypto is concerned, just make sure that you always trade the trend. If you're doing short-term options, crypto bubbles is going to help you out as far as seeing the momentum. Market cap, of course, we see our larger market cap. Cryptocurrencies are doing very, very well. But always remember, ladies and gentlemen, to keep and secure the bag, because man, it's only up from here. It's only up from here. But only you can determine that and readjust, make adjustments as many times as you need to. Always just between you and God. He's got your back, he's got you covered. And just know that I will pray for you. Continue to pray for me. Peace and God bless.